Alright, welcome back to more Pokemon Diamond. So, this is going to be the finale of the series. And we got a couple things still left. But the first thing we're doing is there is a small area just in the northeast side of the map near the champion or the Pokemon League up here. And unfortunately, it's our final team battle stuff. So this is Marley. She's useless. Yeah. I'll get into it as we kind of go through this place. Most of these battles we've already seen the Pokemon before, but I think I show off this first one just to show off this particular double battle or help trainer, you know. So Marley has one Pokemon. It is Arcanine, which, you know, you would think would be really amazing because Arcanine's actually pretty good for the most part. Or at least I found Arcanine to be pretty good during our Gen 2 run. But here's the thing. This Arcanine pretty much only knows Helping Hand. And the, two times that it tried to use a different move, it failed on both accounts. I think it tried to use Extreme Speed once, failed, and then it tried to use some type of fire move, and failed. So, yeah. This thing is not helpful. I do not like this particular assist trainer. She is less than great. Helping Hand is fine, but I'd much rather you help by actually attacking and taking out other Pokemon. Just saying. So, yeah, I've been a little negative about this particular double battle, but thankfully it's only for this area, and once we're through it, then you don't have to worry about it. But I don't know. I suspect they probably continued to use double battles in future games, but I wonder how much more or how much less they utilized them. Did they make you go through a lot of with the assist trainers in future games, or was this kind of the similar to the contest kind of death of it? So, the area that we are going to is there's really not a lot there. The entire point of it, though, is there is there's a stone that we can find, and it has to do with one of the special Pokemon that you got from an event. It's kind of, I mean, it's a little annoying. I understand why they do or did event Pokemon. It's just kind of annoying that you can't catch all the Pokemon in the game. You gotta do these special things, special events to do it. But I don't know. It's kind of, it really isn't that important. Also, I just took out Arcanine because it wasn't going to be helpful at all, and I'm pretty much carrying the battle anyways, so Earthquake. Earthquake's too good of a move to worry about this trainer's help. Help in quotation marks. The only downside is the fact that it doesn't allow me to send out one of my Pokemon, which is kind of frustrating since like, did this girl just come in here with an Arcanine that basically only knew Helping Hand? Because if so, I can see why she never made it past made it past this area. Alright. He probably wasn't the smartest to keep Bean out there, but I knew that Earthquake could take both of these out. So I figured, or at least do most of the damage on Blissey. Unfortunately, Blissey is one of those tank Pokemon that have a lot of health. Alright, now we're gonna send out Zip Zap, because I'm pretty sure Beautifly is a part flying type, right? I think it's part flying, part bug. Yeah. So, Electric is very helpful. Feels like Giga Drain is not something Beautifly should know, but alright. It's like, are you done? Alright. Discharge is also one of those moves that hits all Pokemon, so kind of helps that we don't have a Arcanine to worry about. Woo! And somehow Azumarill survived, I mean, and then stupidly uses Double Edge. Just saying, but a Pokemon who has a recoil move should not use the recoil move if the recoil will take it out. It's just dumb. Looking at you, Kyogre. I'm still bitter about that. Anyways. In the final episode of Pokemon Emerald, I went and caught the 3 main legendaries of the game. And for some reason, I don't know who decided this, but somebody decided that Kyogre should have a recoil move. Which, just saying, but a legendary should not have recoil. Because essentially, you have to use your Master Ball or get really lucky and hope that it doesn't use the recoil move. So I think the way, unfortunately, the way to get both of these is you gotta leave the area and come back. Because in order to get that top one, you have to go around it, push it to the right, and then push the upper one out of the way. Oh, hey, the fighting dojo in Kanto. I do like when they make little callbacks and stuff like that. But anyways, yeah. And just like with Rock Climb, you cannot use Surf when you have a assist trainer with you. And again, you can fight all of these guys one-on-one if you really want, but I was starting to get kind of tired of that. And most of these trainers already have Pokemon that we've already fought before, so there wasn't much of a reason. Unfortunately, you have to fight so many of them. Unlike Stark Mountain, you have to fight most of them in order to actually get through here. Oh, this is it. There's a stone tablet ahead. I wanted to see the Pokemon visits at. That's all. I appreciate... Yeah, no kidding. No kidding I was escorting you because you did nothing. Alright. So, we are now at Route 224. So, there are some trainers through here. We primarily avoid them because I don't have the patience to deal with them. And we're just trying to get up to see this stone tablet that she was talking about. Alrighty, there it is. Beautiful. Wow. So I believe this is related to the Shaymin event thing. I think that's the name of it. Shaymin. Yep. Alright. So, we are up at the Equity Cavern, Lake, whatever you want to call it, because we have some Pokemon we need to catch. Specifically this one right in front of us. This is Uxie. Cute. Alrighty. So, Uxie. There are 3 lake spirits. The way that they work is that Uxie is more focused on defense. Mesprit, or well, I should start with Azelf, is more focused on offense, and then Mesprit is kind of half and half. So we are going to be doing this in Uxie, Azelf, Mesprit order. It doesn't really matter which one you do. The only difference is Mesprit is a roaming legendary that once you trigger it at its own lake, it will start roaming around and be way more annoying to find. But we are starting off with Uxie, just because that's kind of the order that we went for the main legendaries, or the legendary and the other legendaries that we did, where we start off in the north, then down in the southeast, and then over in the west. Alrighty, so I did catch a Pikachu, just because I wanted to have a Pokemon who knew some status move. So, obviously we have Weasel, who has Ice Fang. We also have the Hippowdon, who knows Ice Fang as well. And Yawn, technically, yeah. But we didn't have anyone who could do it, like, on command. And the problem with using Hippowdon, and this is the reason why I didn't use Hippowdon for any of the other legendaries besides Heatran, was because if you use Hippowdon, you're essentially starting up a Sandstorm, which can do little bits of damage, which is not ideal. Because you don't want that accidentally taking it out in the middle trying to catch it. So we kind of had to go with either the Freeze or Paralyze, or find a Pokemon that had Sleep Powder or something. Or something. And it's some other Pokemon that didn't have Sandstorm tied to it. So I figured Pikachu would work. Unfortunately, this Pikachu doesn't have any actual offensive moves. It's literally just a bunch of status and stat moves, which is not great. I think the most offensive move it has is the one that basically confuses a Pokemon, and occasionally they'll hurt themselves in their confusion. So these ones were giving me so much trouble. For Uxie, I did use Ultra Balls, although for Azelf, I ended up getting Dusk Balls because it was giving me too much trouble. And the difference was staggering. Like, if I remember correctly, Ultra Balls are like 2 times rate, and Dusk Balls are 3.5 in caves. And maybe at night as well. I can check that real quick. Dusk Ball. Yeah, at night or inside caves. So it was surprising how much better it ended up being. Maybe I just got more lucky with it, but would definitely recommend, if you're trying to catch legendaries, to try and do it either at night or in caves, because to be fair, a lot of these legendaries in this game are in caves or in darker areas, so a Dusk Ball is very effective. Alright, Uxie, come on. You can get into the ball. You know you want to. The last item used thing is so unhelpful. The fact that it never, like, if I tried using that, it wouldn't put my cursor back down there. It would put it back wherever the actual item is used, I believe. So you're essentially still using up the same number of cursor moves, or like button inputs, for no reason. If they put it at the top and it actually like set your cursor to it, I think it would actually be useful. But as it stands, you just gotta One thing that I did kind of forget about, Stinky is actually kind of helpful here because it allows me to ignore the confusion attack. Come on, Uxie. So, if I remember correctly, there's one sort of weird ability that Uxie has, like, in its description, it doesn't actually do this, but one of its attacks is called Amnesia. Trying to find it, but I think it's... yeah. It always has its eyes closed, as it can wipe out the memory of those who see them, which is honestly a terrifying thing to think about. Ooh. Ooh. Hey, there we go. Alright. That's number 1 down. Yep. Known as being acknowledged, is said it can wipe out the memory of those who look at its eyes. Yes, we are going to give Uxie a name, because I got a nice fitting one for these 3 that we're about to catch. And Triforce. Number 1. Triforce number 1 is what we're calling Uxie here. Because, yeah, there's 3 of them. They're kind of in a sort of Triforce formation. I think it just makes sense. So we are down here at Lake of Valor to catch Azelf. Definitely a lot warmer down here. Hello. And obviously it should be said, I would recommend you save before fighting these. Just, you know, make sure that you don't accidentally take them out. Kyun. So, as I said earlier, Azelf, I think that's how you say it. Azelf, yep. Is the more attack, offensive focused of the 3. So same strategy. Is we're gonna try and freeze it, but have no success, and then paralyze with a kind of focus on trying to whittle its health down just enough. Unfortunately, we're not going to get quite as lucky with Azelf as we did with Uxie in terms of getting its health down. because I think Uxie we managed to get it just at the very sliver, but I wasn't having as much luck. Not gonna lie, thought that was a middle finger at first when first playing this. I think that would have been funnier, but I understand why they didn't go that route. Alright, 10 levels over this thing, but it is cut. Surprisingly, cut does really well, which kind of surprised me, given that it's cut, and usually cut doesn't do very well. Alright, let's try Rock Smash then. And it's not bad. It could be like maybe an extra point lower, but honestly, this move is so annoying. And it really loves it for some reason. So I believe Azelf has Uproar, it has Confusion. What were the other two? Future Sight, I believe. But yeah, the fact that the Dusk Ball gave me like 3 hits on the first one is kind of why I started using that instead for this fight. Significantly better. It's kind of crazy how much a 1.5 increase for the multiplier can do. Unfortunately, it's not going to play as nicely now that I got had the chance to nearly catch it. Ah, nasty plot, that's it. That is dangerous. It basically raises your special attack, like, dramatically. So, yeah. It makes, all of them very dangerous. While it's doing Uproar, it can't do anything else, though. But Uproar still does a lot of damage, so I believe Uproar is normal type. Come on, Azelf. Play nice, please. Azelf was definitely the one that gave me the most trouble out of the 3. I had to restart once or twice because of it. Ooh. Ooh. Hey, there we go. Alright. That is Azelf. Azelf, I don't... how do you say it? Hard A or soft A? Being of willpower, it sleeps at the bottom of the lake to keep the world in balance. That's a lot less interesting than Uxie's. But anyways. So, it shall be known as Triforce number 2. Triforce number 2. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, we're stealing all the Pokemon who are supposed to be protecting this world or whatever. It's like, are we actually better than the evil team? The fact that we're able to do all of this as, you know, just a 10-year-old kid. So, here is our final one. Kayon. And it's gone. It flew off somewhere. Darn it. Alrighty. Rowan, what do you got? That was Mesprit, wasn't it? You've accomplished what I've asked you to do at the Conclave Laboratory, or whatever. I asked you to get the data, but it didn't provide any answers about the mysteries of evolution. I still don't know why some Pokemon evolve and others don't. Ultimately, it only deepened the mystery, but having mysteries to solve, that adds to my enjoyment. Cool. Why don't you chase after Mesprit? To me, it seemed as if it wanted to play with you. If you were to use the Poketech app marking map, you'd be able to track the movements of Pokemon. Go on, Diamond. I'm sure that you will keep meeting countless Pokemon and people. Those encounters will keep thrilling you in their whatever, I don't know. Alright. So, yep, we got another roaming legendary. Again, easiest way to do it is to go to Jubilife and just kind of keep going back and forth between routes. We did end up finding it in the same route that we found Cresselia or whatever. And again, this is one of those cases where I use the Master Ball because I'm not tracking down Mesprit 20 times in order to catch it. And there we go, Mesprit was caught. Woo! Being of emotion, it taught humans a nobility of sorrow, pain, and joy. And fitting on theme, we are going to be calling Mesprit the Triforce number 3. Alrighty. Woo! And that is it. Well, let's show off all of the Pokemon. All of the legendaries that we've caught. Raises the foe's PP usage. Yeah. This is Shadowgate, which is our Giratina. Croissant, which is our Cresselia. Bashful Nature. Whoa. Mostly knows Ice type moves. Heatran, which has a name that I think is fitting. Docile Nature, okay, sure. Lava Plume, Fire Spin, Iron Head, pretty good. And we got the Gigas, which is our Regigigas. And yeah, heats the lose. Yeah. But, alrighty. We got one more group of Pokemon that we need to show off here. But I would like to thank Randonium Gaming for joining me for most of this playthrough. Obviously, it was a lot of fun, and I do look forward to finally getting the Gen 5. I've never done any of the gens past 4, so it'll be interesting to see like what I've been missing out on, or well, missing. I don't know if missing might be the right word, but anyways. So that was Dialga, obviously wanted to show them off, but Randonium Gaming was the one that caught Dialga. And you kind of do it, and you're kind of forced into doing that one beforehand. But we got Triforce 1, Triforce 2. And all of these are pretty similar, and we kind of talked a bit about them during their battles. The only one was Mesprit that we didn't really talk too much about, just because there wasn't much to talk about at the time. In terms of moves, I believe it has Confusion and Future Sight like the other two, and then Lucky Chant and Charm. But, alrighty. I would like to thank you all for watching this playthrough of Pokemon Diamond, and go ahead, make sure to check out Randonium Gaming, and I'll see you guys in the next Let's Play.